would like to start seated where we are. You see here that I have some props. Always make sure you're supporting your yoga practice. I have a pillow here, good decent sized pillow, fluffy pillow, and a blanket. You can use anything you have. Pillow, that's my cat. You can use a pillow, blanket, rolled up towel, anything you feel you might need to support your practice. I'm actually gonna sit on this pillow today. I'm gonna sit on the edge of this pillow. And what that will do is just help to kind of change the position of your pelvis to help the hips open, the knees splay out open more freely. So we have that option. Great. And once we found ourselves situated in a comfortable seat, you always have the option to stretch the legs out in front, and you can still sit on a pillow as you do that. So we always have that option. Make sure you do that if you need it. All right, so wherever you are, whether the legs are extended or crossed, let's close the eyes if it feels good. You can bring the hands to the tops of your knees, or you can grip the knees with your hands, whatever feels best in this moment. Let's try to close the eyes and go inward and let the sound of my voice guide you. We're going to start with some focused breathing just to get into the body. And we do that by focusing on the breath, exactly what it sounds like. Inhaling in big and exhaling fully, maybe releasing that air out through the mouth. Good, and as you do that, focus on the breathing. You're going to start to feel yourself get a little more relaxed. So I invite you to allow that feeling of calm rush over you. Good, as we step out of that go, 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 do, and come into that rest and digest. Just let it happen. Sometimes we like to fight these things. We're like, no, I gotta do this and I gotta go there. But welcome in this moment of being with yourself. So let's focus on that. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. Just being with yourself, with however it is that you came to this point today. Just letting it be. Inhaling in big and exhaling fully. Good. Letting the shoulders fall down heavy away from the ears. Let the jaw be soft and loose, no clenching of the mouth. Good. And on this next inhale, let's bring our hands to our belly. And as we inhale big, let's fill the rib cage as it fills up with air. The rib cage, the lungs expand. And as we exhale, feel the chest fall, the ribs fall. Nice. And just really feel all these structures inside of you working with you to help you inspire, inflate the lungs, and aspirate. Good. Let that air go. Nice. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling in big, just being okay with focusing on the breath and not focusing on anything else. No lists, no Christmas lists, just the breath here. Good. 1 more. Inhale in big. And exhale. Nice. Good. Now from here, on the next inhale, let's bring our awareness to the crown of the head. And on our inhale, we're going to take a big inhale and lift up through the very crown of the head like you have a string and someone's lifting you up through that string. And on the exhale, we're going to ground down through our sits bones. Really imagine connecting those roots through your exhale, connecting to the seat, to the mat, and to the earth. Good. And if you feel your attention start to waver and you start to float away and think about something else, just come back. Come back with a big inhale in and a slow exhale out. It is all okay as long as we come back. Good. So we're focusing on that inhaling big and lifting up through the crown of the head. And that exhaling big and sinking down through our seat, already working on getting that space back into the spine. Good. And then from here, with that awareness of lifting up through the crown of the head and releasing the shoulders down away from the ears, let's invite some small, tiny neck circles in. Start small. We always start small, just to check in, even if you've done this 1,000,001 times. It is very, very new to the neck today. And so we want to honor that by just being kind with the body and going slow, starting small and asking if it's okay, using our inhales in and exhales out. And you'll know if it isn't okay because your body will respond with some critical feedback. Maybe it's pain, maybe it's tingling, maybe it's numbness, cracking, clicking, popping. Anything like that is the body speaking to you, and it's up to us to listen. Let's change the direction of those circles. Big inhales in and slow exhales out. Nice. We'll take one more rotation here, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears, lifting up through the crown of the head. Nice. And on the inhale, we'll send the crown of the head back up toward the ceiling. And on the exhale, we'll sink the shoulders down. Good. Let's just take a moment. If the legs are crossed, to uncross and recross the leg, because I know that can get a little bit stale. So give yourself some freedom there. Or straighten the legs out in front if you're there now. That's okay. Good. And then from here, keeping that integrity up through the spine, and the crown of the head, we're gonna take our chin and just tilt it. Look out past your right shoulder. Keeping those shoulders down. They're gonna want to creep up. Keep them down. Stretching the neck. Good. On the inhale, we're gonna rotate the crown of the head back towards center. And on the exhale, we're gonna look past the opposite shoulder. Good. Keep those shoulders down. Inhale, head comes back towards center. And on the exhale, we're gonna tilt the chin up toward the ceiling. Inhale, center. And exhale, tap the chin toward the chest. Good. Inhale, raise the head. And on the exhale, we're gonna lower an ear toward the shoulder. Keep that shoulder down. Shoulder goes down away from the ear. Ear goes down toward the shoulder. Good. Next inhale, we'll raise the crown of the head. And on the exhale, we'll check in with the other side. Keeping that shoulder down. Pressing the ear toward the shoulder. Good. Next inhale, let's raise the crown of the head. And on the exhale, we'll take a big circle one way. Big or small. Good. On the inhale, we'll send the head back to center. And on the exhale, we'll take the head the other way. Good. Inhale, and we'll be back at center. Nice job. On the exhale, let's sink and soften into our seat. Growing those roots and that connection, getting grounded into our seat, into the earth. And then we're going to take our fingertips and just slowly walk them away until we feel that downward shrug in the shoulder blades. And we're going to move into a side bend. So let's start by first dropping the left elbow down toward the mat. And as you do that, you're going to feel that right side body open up. So just stick with that. Maybe the elbow goes all the way down toward the mat. Maybe you find somewhere in between. No biggie, take your time getting there. Hang out where you feel the very top of that stretch happening. And once you do, if you want, you can take the right hand and send it over the ear for your full side bend. You can look up at that hand. You can look down toward the hip, whatever feels best on the neck. Just make sure you're reaching through those fingertips. We're keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. And we're feeling that side body opening. Good. And let's take a big inhale in. Slow exhale out. Good. On the inhale, we'll lift up. And on the exhale, we'll drop the hand down and we'll move to the second side. Taking your time, we're going to start by dipping that elbow down. Good. And we're doing this because, just like I said, you could have done this a million times in your life, but it's brand new to the body today. So we always want to just ask first. So we check in with the side body, see where we can go, what's okay, and hang out. We find the top of that stretch, and then if the body says it's okay to do a little more, we can reach that hand overhead. We can look up at the hand or down toward the hip, stretching through those fingertips, opening the side body, keeping the shoulder down away from the ears. One more, one big inhale in, and slow exhale out. Nice. Inhale, lift, and exhale, unwind. Good job. We're going to move right into a twist. So let's take the right hand. We're going to bring it to the outside of the left knee. And then we're going to take the left hand and bring it behind our left tailbone. And we're going to inhale and lift up through the crown of the head. Keep those shoulders down away from the ears. And on the exhale, we're going to twist. And you can still do this, of course, if the legs are straight. You can do this. You can do this twist too, still reaching on the outside of the left knee. Still lifting up through the crown of the head. Then we're gonna bring our awareness to the left rib cage, and we're gonna just slightly press the left rib cage back as we slightly press the right rib cage forward for a full twist. Good, let's stay here. Big inhale in. Slow exhale out. Excellent. Then we'll slowly unwind and we'll take it to the other side. Take your time wherever you are. Good. So we'll start by bringing now the left hand to the outside of the right hip or right knee. Right hand goes behind the right tailbone. We inhale, lift up through the spine, roll the shoulders down. And on the exhale, we'll twist. Keep lifting up through the spine. Keep pressing the right rib cage back now. Keep reaching the left rib cage forward. Good. One big inhale in. One slow exhale out. Nice. And we'll very slowly unwind. Good job. Nice. Chest goes back towards center. And we'll bring our awareness to our shoulders. And let's just invite some shoulder rolls in here. Big inhaling in and exhaling, rounding. Good. Just getting that nice range of motion in our shoulders. Feeling the scapula, the shoulder blades raise up toward the ears and round back and down. Good, and let's change the direction of that inhaling up. And exhaling, sending the shoulders forward toward the knees. Good, taking your time. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Inhaling in and exhaling out. Nice, one more big inhale in, shoulders up toward the ears. And exhale, we'll round them forward and release. Nice job. Sink down into the seat. Stay here, big inhale in. Slow exhale out. Great job. And as you're ready, whether the legs are straight or crossed, let's take a big inhale. We'll send the hands down, around and up. Good, reaching up through both sides of the body, grounding down through the sits bones. Good, and on the exhale, we'll slowly bring the hands together in prayer and guide the hands down the heart center. Good, palms pressing into one another. We're gonna stretch the wrists. So big inhale, let's lift up through the crown of the head, elbows pointing out in their respective directions. And on the exhale, we're gonna take our fingertips and we're gonna point them down toward the mats. Good, getting a stretch in the wrists, pressing the palms together. Good, inhale, bring the palms back up, fingertips back up towards your chin. And on the exhale, we're gonna do that again. Good, send the fingertips down toward the mat, stretching the wrists. And we'll inhale up. Good, and exhale, drop the hands. Good job. Now let's all straighten the legs. Good. And then we'll get into some ankle love. Good, so as you're ready, let's exhale and point the toes away, plantar flexion. Good, and then we'll inhale, flex the feet. Nice, we always should give love to our ankles. Exhale, let's separate the toes. If you have been walking a lot, or if you plan on walking ever, the ankles are very important for walking, for gait. So we wanna make sure we give them some love. Good, so we'll exhale, flex the toes toward the forehead, and we'll inhale, we'll open the toes, send the big toes out, and then we'll exhale, tap the toes together. Good. Inhale, let's bring them back towards center. One more time. On the next exhale, we'll flex the toes toward the forehead. And on an inhale, we'll point the toes away. Good. Nice. And exhale, release. Come back to neutral. Nice. And then from here, we're going to take the right knee and hug it in toward the chest, lifting up through the crown of the head, grounding down through our seats. Remember that connection, growing our roots through the mat. Roll those shoulders back. Good, lift up through the crown of the head, through the chest. Then we're gonna bring our awareness to our ankle once again, and we're gonna make some ankle circles. Good, lots of love for the ankles. Good, so just make those circles. You may hear a little cricky cracky. We don't really pay attention to our ankles, or at least sometimes I do not. So this is why we're here today, to give our ankles a little love, change the direction. Nice job. Good. And we're also getting a little stretch for the glutes and the quads. So full combo move here. Nice. And then we'll release that leg. Nice. And then we'll hug now the left knee in toward the chest. Hugging that knee in, lifting up through the crown of the head, rolling those shoulders back and down. Finding our roots, grounding down through the seat. Nice. And then we'll get into those ankle circles on this side. Good. Remember, you might be a little cricky cracky. As long as we don't feel any pain, then we're good. That's just those bones and the fluids in there waking up. It's like, hi, hello, thank you. Now I can move these things around. Get some air and some space in there. Good. Change the direction of your ankle circles once more. Excellent. Then we'll straighten the legs down in front. Good. And then from here, we'll bend the knees. Bring the soles of the feet toward the mat. Feet are hip width apart. Hands come behind your tailbone. And we're going to slowly just drop the knees from one side to the other. Getting into the low back here. A little internal, external rotation on the hips. Keep those shoulders down, away from the ears. Ground down through the palms of the hands. Slight bend in the elbows. And use your breath. And it's okay if the knees don't touch the mat. That's not the goal. The goal is to get into the low back. And we're going to get into the low back no matter the depth of the knees. So don't force or strain. We're not here to force or strain, right? We're here to cool down. Good. So find that coolness, that softness, and breathe into it. We'll do this one more time on each side. Inhaling in and exhaling, dropping. Good. One more inhale in and exhale, drop. Good. And we'll inhale the knees back towards center. And on the exhale, we'll roll on to our knees for tabletop. So we won't stay here too long for tabletop. Not so. For tabletop, and my cat's very curious right now. For tabletop, we are going to have the knees underneath the hips and the wrists underneath the shoulders. Then we're going to tuck the toes here. We're going to take a big inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to press up through the palms of the hands. We're going to connect the balls of the feet to the mat. And we're going to lift the hips up like someone's pulling us from our hip points. We're going to lift the hips up toward the ceiling and back. Good. Slight bend in the knees here. The heels do not have to touch the floor, so don't force them. We're going to feel that stretch all along the back of the leg. And as long as you are feeling somewhat of a stretch, you are stretching. So don't force the heels down toward the mat. Keep pressing the hips up and back toward the ceiling. Let's find our core awareness, hugging the belly button in toward the spine. Pressing down through the palms of the hands, slight bend in the elbows. Good. Nice. Keep pressing through the palms of the hands like you can press the mat away. That's going to help us deepen that stretch. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Good. One big inhale in. One slow exhale out. Good. Be mindful you can bend the knees as deep here as you need to. Good. And then as you're ready, next exhale, we're going to spin the knees down toward the mat, coming back into tabletop. Finding finding child's pose. We're going to open the knees as wide as the mat. If that feels good, or you can find some place in between. Bring the big toes to touch. And then we're going to slowly exhale and sit the hips down toward the heels. And stretch the hands, the arms long. And drop the chest down toward the mat. Good. Maybe the forehead kisses the mat here. And let's stay for big inhales in and slow exhales out. Really allowing yourself to sink and soften. We have a nice stretch going all along the back. So feel that happening. You may even feel some opening in the hips. Keep sitting those hips back. Keep stretching the chest forward. And let's connect to our breath. Good. Letting everything go. Sink and soften. Good. We'll take a moment to just be with ourselves here. Maybe we'll take a moment to let something go on an exhale. Nice job. And then on the next inhale, let's press down through the palms of the hands to lift up. Good. And on the exhale, we're going to raise back up into tabletop. Nice. And let's take the hands and we're going to move them a little bit ahead of the shoulders. And then we're going to take the left knee. And on an exhale, we're going to slide it up toward the left wrist. And And we're gonna take the right toes, untuck them, and slide that big right toe down toward the mat, or down toward the foot of the mat, so we can come into pigeon pose. Good, and be mindful of your calf on the left leg. We don't wanna be up on the knee, we wanna protect our joints. So walk that foot away from your hip, your thigh. Good. So we can find a comfortable place. And if the hip doesn't sit down on the mat, you can take a pillow and prop it underneath your hip. Nice, right? So we have our support. We're gonna make this posture work for us. And we can stay here. Good, keep letting those hips sink down. We're getting into the hip flexors here. Keep lifting up through the chest, roll those shoulders back and down. Slide, engagement, core awareness, hugging that belly button in toward the spine. Good, if we wanna do a little less, we can bend that back knee as much as we want. Good, and if you wanna do a little more on an exhale, we can come down into a forward fold. Good, walking the hands away from the center. Maybe tapping the forehead to the mat. Or if you have a pillow and you don't need it underneath your hips, you can take your pillow. You can rest your sweet little head on it. Nice, good. Let's stay here for 2 big inhales in. 2 big exhales out, wherever you are. Nice, just keep letting those hips sink down into the mat. Good. And on the inhale, we'll press up through the palms of the hands. Good, and then we'll walk the hands back in. On an exhale, we'll come back into tabletop. And we'll move to pigeon pose, second side. Nice, so take your time. Slowly sliding that right knee toward the right wrist. Untucking the now left toes and sliding the left toes down the mat for a full pigeon pose. Remember, you can modify if you need to. And if we're in a body that needs to do that today, we're gonna honor ourselves and do that, right? It's not about forcing ourselves into these shapes. These shapes have a purpose. They're to allow us to stretch certain parts of our bodies. So if we focus more on what is happening in these postures and less about just looking great in the shape, we'll worry a little bit less about making those shapes. So think about what's happening and know that you don't have to go all the way there if you don't want to. Find your place in space, wherever it is. Remember, you can prop that hip under here if you need to. And we'll stay for 1 inhale in, 2 inhales in, and exhales out. Good, 1 more inhale in, 1 more exhale out. Nice job. And then as you're ready, we'll press down through the palms of the hands to lift up. And we'll walk the hands back into center on an exhale. We'll pop back up into tabletop. And then we'll lower ourselves down to our bellies. Good job, to our bellies. Nice, so just take your time, take a moment here. Let's stretch the arms long, untuck the toes, and we'll stretch through the fingertips and stretch through those toes. Good. I feel a stretch along the back body. Take a big inhale in, and a slow exhale out. Nice job. And then from here, let's take our arms and we're gonna bend them into a goal post position or cactus arms. So we want to have our elbows in line with our shoulders. Good. And then as you're ready, on an exhale, we're going to slowly roll completely on to our right side. We're going to roll completely onto our right side so that our right ear can suck that mat. Nice. And you'll probably already start to feel that opening along the front part of the chest as you do that. So we can stay here, just feeling that opening along the front part of the chest. If we want to do a little more, we can take the top leg and bring it behind the bottom leg. Good, now we're getting a little bit more into the hip flexors a little bit. Finding a little twist in the spine. If we want to do a little more still, remember we're checking with ourselves every step of the way, so check with yourself. And if we want to do a little more, we can take the back knee and open it up toward the ceiling. Good, getting a good deep twist and a stretch on the front part of the shoulder. Maybe even feeling a stretch in the inner groin area. Good, keep pressing that knee out. Nice. Keep rolling onto that right side. We'll stay here for 1 inhale in, 1 exhale out. Nice. Now let's slowly roll back onto our belly. Good job. Take your time. Nice. And we'll check in with the other side as you are ready. Rolling onto second side. Taking your time, meeting back at center. So we're all on our bellies, and then on the exhale, we're gonna totally roll on now to the left side. Good. Probably already feeling that opening along the front left side, and it is okay to stay right here because we are stretching the front part of the chest. Good. So it's okay to stay right here. If we have a little more, we're gonna take that top leg and sit it behind the bottom leg. Good. Checking in. Feeling a twist in the spine now. Feeling a stretch in the hip flexors a little more. Nice, and if you want to do a little more here still, we can open that knee up toward the ceiling. Good, deepening that twist in the spine, deepening that opening along the front of the chest. And we'll stay here, one inhale in, one exhale out. Good job, and then we'll slowly roll back on to our belly. Good, rolling back onto our belly. Nice job. And then as you're ready, let's take the palms of our hands. We're going to slide them underneath our shoulders. Hug the elbows into the spine. Nice. And then we're going to press down through the palms of the hands. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. And on the inhale, we're going to lift up through the chest. Good. Imagine that your chest is an arrow. You send it up toward the ceiling. And then back behind you. Keep tucking those ribs in toward the chest. Or tucking those elbows in toward the ribs. Nice. And if we want to do a little more, we can come into full up dog. Good. Rolling those shoulders back and down. Slight engagement of the glutes. We don't want the pelvis lifting up off the mat. So slight engagement of the glutes. Hug. Squeeze those butt cheeks in. Lift up through the chest. Big inhale in. Big exhale out. Keep those shoulders down away from the ears. Good. And on the exhale, we'll unwind. Nice job. Good job. And let's get into our quads. So as you are ready, let's stay here for an inhale in and exhale out. We've done a lot of work so far, so just let that all sink into the body and let it go. Good. Maybe sending an exhale up to the thinking mind if we have some thoughts coming in, distracting us from our practice. Let's exhale and blow it away. Nice. And then from here, let's take our right leg and we're going to flex the feet and send it up toward the tailbone. And then as you're ready, we're going to take the right hand and reach it toward the right leg. Hug that right heel down toward the tailbone. Good. Roll the shoulder back and down. Might feel a stretch on that shoulder. Keep hugging the heel toward the tailbone. Good. Slight engagement of the glutes here. Keep the pelvis connected to the mat. Good job. Nice. And if you want to do a little more, we can come into a kind of half dancer pose here, lifting the leg up, lifting the chest up. Good. And we'll stay here, pressing up through the back of the leg, pressing up through the chest for one breath, one big inhale in, one slow exhale out. Good, and then we'll slowly lower the chest down, lower the leg down if it was raised, release the foot. And we'll check in with the other side. Maybe stay here for an inhale in and an exhale out. Good, and then we'll check in with the other side. First, we're bending the leg, sending the heel toward the tailbone. You can flex the foot here. Good, and then we'll take now the left hand to the left foot. And slightly hug that heel in toward the tailbone. Roll that shoulder back and down. Nice. Stretching the quads here. Good. Slight engagement of the glutes. So hug those glutes together just slightly. Keep that pelvis down on the mat. Good job. And if we want to do a little more here, we can lift up through the chest. We can raise that leg up and maybe go to the inside, the big toe edge of the foot. We can raise that leg up. Good. Reaching up to the back of the leg, lifting the chest up. One inhale in, one exhale out. Good, and then we'll slowly release the leg. Lower the chest down. Nice, take your time. Good job. Big inhale in, big exhale out. Let that sink and soften and settle. Good job, and then we'll move on. So from here, let's stretch the fingertips out long once more. Good, and this time on an inhale, we're gonna press up through the palms of the hands. Good, to lift the chest up. Nice, stay for the exhale here. Roll the shoulders down. On the next inhale, we're gonna take the right hand and reach it up toward the ceiling. Good, and on the exhale, we're gonna find thread the needle. We're gonna take the right hand and send it underneath the left armpit. Good. Right shoulder goes down toward the mat. Right ear connects to the mat. Thread the needle, separating the shoulder blades. So if you want, you can keep that hand extended out long, or if you want to do a little more, you can bring the opposite hand toward the head, in front of the head, and press that palm of the hand into the mat. Good. Imagine stacking the shoulder blades one above the other, and that'll help to separate the right shoulder blade from the left. Good job. Nice. And we'll stay here for one inhale in, one exhale out. Nice job. And then let's stay here. Let's take the left knee and bring it up toward our hip. So now we're in a half frog position. Nice. Then we're going to take the left hand and reach it up toward the ceiling. And on the exhale, we're going to send it behind, coming into a twist. Nice. Good. And let's relax into this twist. Relax into this spinal releasing. Maybe look away from the knee. Good. Relax the shoulders down into the mat. Let them sink, melt open. Good. Relax into this twist. Big inhales in through the nose, and on the exhale, maybe imagine sending it out through the tips of the toes. Full body detoxification. Nice job. And on the next exhale, let's slowly unwind. You can stack the legs on top of one another, and we'll roll back onto our belly, bringing the left hand to meet the right. Unwinding. Nice. We're back on our bellies here, and we'll check in with the second side by first stretching long. Stretching the arms long, pressing through the palms of the hands. Good, and on the inhale, we'll reach now the left hand up toward the ceiling, reach through the fingertips. And on the exhale, we'll take the left hand and guide it underneath the right armpit. Good, left palm facing up. And we're gonna take the left shoulder, press it down into the mat. Take the left ear, press it down into the mat. Good, knowing you can stay right here if you need to, still getting a good separation of the shoulder blades, stretching of the rhomboids. Or if we want to do a little more, we can take the right hand and walk it in front of the face. Press the palm of the hand into the mat, and that's going to have us come into a twist. So we'll stack the shoulder blades, and you'll find a nice separation of the shoulders. Good, and we'll stay here for one big inhale in, one big exhale out. Nice, and then as you're ready, staying right where you are, we're going to take now the right knee and bend it up toward the hip. Good job. Then we'll take the right hand, reach it up toward the ceiling, and exhale and unwind. Send the right hand behind, twist second side. Connect the right hand to the mat. Open the shoulders, let the shoulders melt. Good. And if this is too much, you can take the right hand, the back hand, and just rest it on your chest. That's perfectly okay. We're still getting a nice twist here. Sink into those directions. Maybe look away from the knees. Good. Allow the twist to happen. Breathe through the body. Breathe into and through the body. Nice job. And then on the next exhale, we'll slowly unwind. Good. We'll stack the leg. Good. And on this unwinding, we'll roll onto our backs. To come into our final resting posture, Shavasana. We'll take the hands down to our sides. We'll take a pillow to the back of the head if we like. Good. And we'll rest. Let everything sink and soften down into the mat and into the earth. Good. wrapping it all up the same way we started practice. Just being okay in our space, with our breath, with our body, and not worrying about anything else. Letting it all go. And breathe and be, and be and breathe. If you have anything nagging you in the body or the mind, let's take a big inhale in. And on the exhale, let it